Hello?
Guess what?
What's up?
So, you know that job I applied for a couple months ago? Well, I just received an email back from them, and I have an interview scheduled for Monday!
That's great. What else is going on with you?
I picked up a new hobby. It's called cosplay. Oh, right. Anime NYC was in town this past weekend. That'll give you a better idea. Did you see my Facebook post?
Let me check. Yeah.
So, do you like it?
Yeah, they look great. But I hate to say this though. It really looks like you're living in a fantasy world. Hello? Hello?
Firestar Schlesinger, we're ready for your interview. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was adopted from China at 9 months old and raised here in New York. From kindergarten through 8th grade, I went to a Jewish private school. To finish out my career in lower education, I went to a public high school. Then, I got the chance to be part of the inaugural class at FIT Korea. Afterwards,
Tell me about that.
it was a great experience. I got to see many sites, experience many cultural facets. Oh, and I even got the chance to visit Tokyo and Shanghai.
I see you have working knowledge of Hebrew, Spanish, Korean, French, Mandarin, Chinese. Can you elaborate on that, please?
At the Jewish private school, I had mandatory Hebrew lessons. From a young age, my mom hired Spanish nannies who taught me Spanish. I also took 4 semesters of it in high school.
Go on.
In Korea, even though the instruction was in English, the Korean students spoke to each other in Korean. Upon my return to FIT NYC, I took 2 semesters of French and Mandarin Chinese lessons.
You mentioned travel earlier on. Could we explain that a bit more?
Aside from Korea, Tokyo, and Shanghai, I also visited places in Europe. I have family in England who I visit every year for Christmas. I've also taken family trips to Ireland, Rome, and most recently Greece. It's important that...
Anyway, I'm looking through your areas excellence, since you have Optitex, Adobe, Microsoft Office. So how do these make you the best candidate for this job?
The curriculum at Parsons was very diverse and covered topics such as theory, programming, and design.
So tell me, what is your greatest strength?
I pride myself on my ability to learn quickly. With just 5 weeks of HTML and CSS instruction, I was able to code a basic website. With just 3 weeks of Adobe Premiere instruction, I was able to film, edit a video for a Halloween event.
So what is your greatest weakness then?
I guess my weakness would be that I'm a perfectionist. I'll do my assignments like 4, 5 times, even more, just to make sure I'm hitting in the highest quality work.
Sorry to cut you off, but we're gonna run a little short on time. So is there anything you want to ask me?
Okay. What makes you happy about coming to work every day?
The thing I enjoy most about coming to work here is being able to work with the high-end equipment. Everyone here has access to the latest gear. We have Autodesk, we have 3D printers, all sorts of graphic hardware and software at our disposal. And I get to work with like-minded individuals. So, do you have any other questions for me? Yes, no, maybe so. Well, that concludes our interview for today. We'll get back to you within 3 to 5 business days with our final decision. Well, it's nice meeting you. Thank you, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. You as well. Have a good rest of your day.
Yes, come in.
Hi. So it seems I left my prop. I'm really sorry about that. Thanks again. Have a good day.